Hello everybody, Cameron Likes Anime here, and you know what I'm about to say, possibly not, but anyway, I'm gonna say it, because I have to say it every time to keep continuity with the videos. I like anime, and I like talking about anime, so let's talk about some anime, shall we? First things first, I'm very sorry that I haven't posted anything in what seems to be about a month, maybe a little bit more than that. I had some issues with my computer as far as recording and editing goes, so hopefully I've gotten all of that sorted out, fingers crossed, and we will be able to move forward from that and not have any more issues, and I will be posting on a more regular basis. On with the show. This week, or this episode, I guess you could say, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. In an honest effort to expand my anime repertoire, I kind of get into a rut, as you could say, with watching the same shows over and over again. But in an effort to expand my repertoire, I'm going to be doing what I call first impressions, which is going to be a little episodic series of me talking about something I've never watched before. How I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to pick an anime at complete random, and I am going to watch a single episode of that anime, and I'm going to give my first impressions on it. I'm going to give a little basic rundown of the plot, what I think the anime has to say, what I like about the anime possibly, what I don't like possibly. It's kind of up in the air. But anyway, for this week's episode, I am going to be doing Ao-chan Can't Study. So, without further ado, let's get on with the show. Ao-chan Can't Study seems to be a pretty basic anime plot, if you ask me. It's about a high school student who has a parent who might be a little bit overly involved with her life and all of that. It's pretty basic if you ask me. There's a lot of anime with plots like that. But how this anime differs from other animes with the same plot is Ao, the main character, the high school student, is the one that is more worried about her studies and all of that rather than having fun. And her father is the one who is worried about her going out and having fun. That's how it's a little bit different, and that's how they keep it fresh, I guess you could say, possibly. Anyway, Ao-chan, the main character, is very worried about her studies and going to university, going as far as ignoring all of her classmates, boys and girls alike, and not having any friends, and saying things like having fun is a waste of time, whereas her father is the one who's more worried about her enjoying her youth and getting her laid. And no, I'm not exaggerating, he does actually try to get her laid, going as far as using a fishing pole to expose her breasts to a boy student of hers, which in turn kind of causes him to admit his love to her just a little bit, but not in the way you would expect. And this whole situation happens when Ao is actually trying, I'm just going to go with Ao. Ao is trying to tell this boy classmate of hers that she does not like him and that she wants him to leave her alone because of her studies. Keep in mind, this all does happen in the very first episode of the anime, so I'm sure there's much more craziness to ensue with this show. The reason Ao is so worried about studying and doing all of these things for her university is because of what her father does. Being an adult novelist, it's a little bit embarrassing to her, and she wants to get away from her family and away from the house that she grew up in, which the neighbors have deemed the house of lewd. Rightfully so, because a lot of lewd stuff does happen there. just from watching the first episode of this show, there are a few messages and points that I've gotten from this anime that I've taken away from the show. Excuse me. First point being that it's important to have balance in your life. Everyone has goals and such that they're trying to reach and achieve, but it's important to balance your life and not take all the goals that you want to achieve way too seriously, because it will take over your life and consume your life. And, all work and no play does make Ao a dull girl. The second message that I've gotten from this anime kind of plays into the first message a little bit, or a lot bit, and that's how much pressure Japanese students have put on them to do well in their classes, whether it be from teachers or parents or themselves alike. It's important. I'm not saying it's not important to do well in classes. I really wish that I had done much better in high school than I did. And I might not be talking to a camera right now. If I had, I might have a real job, who knows. But like I said in the first point, it's important to have balance in your life. Get good grades, but it's also a good, important thing to enjoy your life as a child, as a youth, because you need to have fun in those times so you can buckle down and be responsible when you grow up. That's a very important thing. And number 3, the third point that I've taken away from this is to not be too embarrassed by your family and what they do, because they do what they do because they love you. And also that you are your own person, and what your parents do doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to do those things. It's important to keep this in mind because you are your own person, and what your parents do doesn't define what you're going to do. Ao really needs to realize this, because the whole reason she's trying to run away from her family is because she's embarrassed by what her father does, and she wants to get as far away from it as possible, which is understandable because he is a little bit crazy, but still, she should have some, she shouldn't try to run from her family just because she's embarrassed by them. Everyone is embarrassed by their family, so she's not alone in that aspect. This anime may have a very basic plot, but it's still an interesting anime to say the least. It's somewhat funny. It's had quite a few funny moments in the one episode that I have watched so far. But at the same time, it's not an overly the top slapstick ridiculous comedy. So I'm excited to see what it holds for the future, possibly. So that begs the question, will I be continuing this anime? And I'm leaning more towards yes than no, because I do kind of want to see how it plays out, and I want to see Ao's character growth as the series progresses, and it should be an interesting time. So with that being said, I'm going to give this the 3-episode rule and watch 3 episodes of it, and if I like what I see, I may continue. If it seems to get repetitive and dull and too cringy, I'm probably going to stop. But we'll see what I decide. Anyway, that was my first episode of First Impressions. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'm glad you stuck around till the end to watch me talk about anime for 10 to 15 minutes or so, however long this video may be. Let me know what you think about this idea of first impressions in the comment section below. I sure hope you stick around and subscribe. so you can continue watching all my zany, boring videos about anime and anime-related things. And I sure do hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget, always love yourself and keep loving anime. Bye-bye.